And we back. 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 Hey.
Quick intro. Quentin couldn't make it because his bitch ass has personal issues. Hope everything's good with him. But yeah, it's week 3, so we're back at it with the predictions. And here's the guest performer.
Not Madhav, thank God.
Yeah, thank good. I'm so glad that it was you that responded. Could you imagine if Marcellus or Madhav were the predictors?
I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna respond right away.
Yeah.
The opportunity. 0-2.
Oh yeah, 0-2.
Going for that perfect record this season.
I think that you have a chance to bounce back, man. Yeah, I'm coming off of a pretty bad week. Both of my teams, real life and fantasy, lost, so pain week. But hopefully it can bounce back.
You know what? Let's start with me and you.
Yeah, might as well.
Get right to it.
Quarterbacks. Oh shit, Burrow's going against the Jets this week. That's pretty nice for you.
That's the Jets, but man, that O-line is looking horrendous.
You know, I think that if Herbert plays, Jacksonville, their defense has seemed pretty sus, so I would probably give it to Herbert if he plays. If he doesn't play, I would give it to you.
I think he's going to play because he was working out today, and based on both of their past 2 weeks, I'm going to have to go with Herbert.
As long as he, if he feels good to go, he's going to go, so I agree with you there. Running backs, this is close, but I like your combo a lot. It's a pretty strong 1-2 punch if Kamara's actually playing.
Kamara plays, and it depends on Winston because he's got 4 fractures in his back, and he played through it last week. But somehow, I don't know how, every time we play the Panthers, no matter how bad they are, we lose to them at least once.
But do you think Kamara does better or worse with Winston out from a fantasy perspective?
I think he's going to do better if Winston's out because they're just going to run the ball or check it down to him. Just throw it for those 4 yards really quickly. And their defense doesn't look good. Mixon against the Jets. Now, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Man.
He's been
disappointment.
Yeah, he has been kind of trolling me. And he's going against my other running back, so it's like anytime Dalvin's on the field, DeAndre's off the field, so I don't like that. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to roll with your running backs, assuming Alvin's playing, because like you said.
I would take mine, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, the wide receivers, all these 3, Cooks, Davis, and Mike Williams, they're for sure starters.
Yeah.
But even with Gabriel Davis and Mike Williams, I'd rather take your Pittman and Keenan.
Yeah.
So I would give it to your starters on this one.
Yeah, and I do think that like you have some potential for like good plays. And Gabe Davis, when he was out, dude, Diggs was feasting. So that Bills offense is lethal. And I think they're pretty solid. But yeah, if both of my receivers go, I would give the edge to mine. Tight ends. Ooh, Fryer move.
Tight ends. Now this is an interesting one because.
That is interesting.
I was looking for Ertz, and you snatched him right before my grasps. Marquise Brown, as usual, inconsistent. You'll have 11 targets and catch half of them. Ertz is the guy that you depend on, 3rd and goal, 6 yards away. He's probably going to throw it to Ertz or run it himself.
Yeah, so.
I have to give it to your tight end.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, Ertz is more like the reliable kind of end zone target, so probably going to give it to him. That said, against the Browns, the Browns haven't looked that good, so Freeman might surprise you and get 13 this week instead of 12. All right. And then, yeah, lastly, flex. I would have to give it to yours. I just think Mike Williams and Lockett have a higher ceiling, even though the Seahawks kind of suck cheeks this season. Still a higher ceiling. I would give it to you here.
Overall, I'm going to take you because you have the more consistent players, and my guys are either they're going to drop 20 points or they're going to drop 5 points.
Yeah, I think if my players are healthy, like as long as like my core is starting, I would also give it to me. Seni and Mar. Look at that projection, man. Oh, Seneca's team looks scary, but I feel like it's a little over projected in my honest opinion. All right, quarterback, who you got there?
Josh Allen. I mean, against Miami, both of these QBs will sometimes run it themselves or just gunslinging. And Derek Carr against Tennessee, we saw Tennessee bench Tannehill at the end of the third.
Yeah.
But again, you're looking at Derek Carr dropping what on a good game against Arizona, 21 points.
Yeah.
Not looking too hot for Carr.
And Josh Allen just seems to keep dominating, so I can't bet against him, especially Derek Carr, who I think, like, this is showing me that he's the 12th ranked quarterback. So, like, we're in a 10-man league, and Mar is starting the 12th best quarterback. I don't get it. Like, what's going on there, Marty? And then running backs, I don't know. JT he was a little underwhelming last week.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Whereas, like, Nick Chubb had a crazy week, so I might lean towards Mar here, actually.
I think I would slightly lean towards Marcellus on this, very slightly. I just know that almost at this point, all these running backs are a coin flip, except James Robinson, where last season he was dropping 20 points consistently. James Robinson's elevating Marcellus with that floor.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Marcellus barely takes it.
And then receivers. This one's kind of close.
Really?
At least to me, I feel like it looks pretty close because, I mean, look, Tyreek went crazy. He went nuclear last week. And, like, he looked like the old Tyreek. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's continuing a top 5 season again. Like, he's basically carrying his momentum from last season, which I didn't expect. Shout out to Seni for getting the guy on his team that's actually good.
I take Seneca because Tyreek stated that he loves Tua better than Mahomes because Tua is more accurate.
That's crack.
And I think
crack smoke.
Tyreek is going to outscore what he scored last year. He's gonna get more points than last year. Yeah, hot take.
That is a crazy take. Tight end, Hawkinson versus Hayden Hurst. I would go. This is close. I would go Hawkinson though.
Yeah, in my opinion, any tight end that ends with a H last name, dog. Drop him.
I mean, they both end with an H, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
drop both of them.
Yeah, you guys.
That's why I'd say 50-50.
50-50. Okay, I would lean Hawk here, but yeah, 50-50 is fair.
Sanders, Gibson, and Jalen Waddle and Pollard. I have to go with Waddle and Pollard here.
Yeah, and I think that Jalen Waddle showed that his ceiling is a top 5 receiver potentially. Because they're both super speedy guys over there, and it's just like big play after big play, it seems like. So I think he alone can be like a starter on a lot of people's teams. Whereas I wouldn't start Sanders or Gibson probably. Maybe Gibson, but I don't know. I don't like them. So yeah, I'm gonna go Mar here with flex.
I'm gonna go with Mar on the flex too. And overall, I'm gonna still take Seneca.
Still take Seneca. This one's my upset of the week. I think Mar pulls it off. I think Seneca's overprojected, and I like Mar's matchups here, so I think he can pull it off. Madhav and Quen.
Battle of the Gyots.
For real, and they both look pretty bad this season, not gonna lie. All right.
QB.
Yeah, quarterbacks.
I don't know why Madhav. You have the number 1 waiver and you didn't pick up Tua. You're starting Wentz. Tua's, again, going to be a shootout unless if Buffalo could stop him. But you have Tyreek and Waddle. I'm taking Quen. Easy, one-sided on this one.
I think that you have the waiver pick and you didn't take Tua, and now you're going to play against him. I think this is going to be a quick, karma's a bitch kind of situation.
Yeah.
So, running backs. I think Derrick Henry is probably the bust of the season at the moment.
So sad to see.
He's looked so bad, and it's pretty sad. He looks old. He looks like Mike Davis, bro. He looks old and slow right now. So
I think the reason Derrick Henry's doing bad because A.J. Brown was a threat, and now that he's gone, who are you throwing it to? Josh Gordon? Still on the waivers. I think CMC is going to underperform this game, but Saquon against Dallas, right? They're playing Dallas?
Mhm.
Oh, that's a tough one. But Saquon easily looks like a number 3 running back, and he might have a big game.
Yeah. So I'll take. I think it sounds like both of us are taking Madoff's running backs here.
Yeah.
Receivers then, Deontay and MT versus AJ Brown and Cortland Sutton. Dude, MT, he's back.
You finally put him in the starting lineup. I'm glad you took my advice.
We'll see if Jameis plays because I think that affects how he does here.
Yeah. It does.
But I don't really like Deontay. He's been kind of a he's been kind of a bust. I don't know.
Right.
I think that AJ Brown's really good, but Michael Thomas, like if he keeps this momentum going, I'm gonna lean a little bit towards Quen.
I'm gonna take Quen on this one too.
Tight ends. I mean, this one's easy to me. Kelsey's still a beast. I don't know how he does it. He's old, but Mahomes just makes him a beast every year.
I hate Higby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Quen on Kelsey on this one too.
And then flex, it's a little bit interesting. I don't know. Christian Kirk had a big week last week. I don't know. It seems like a toss-up, but I think Kirk might give the edge to Madoff here.
I think that actually Hollywood Brown has a really high ceiling, but a really crappy floor. And this is the guy that owned him last season. And Zeke,
Dude, he's been garbage.
I warned you.
Averaging
You might want to vote in blocking points at this point if you're gonna draft him.
Overall,
Just with Kirk, I think I'm gonna take Madoff. I was targeting him, and Kirk is the guy. He's the number 1 in the slot. He's gonna do really good.
Yeah. So overall matchup, it's close. It's two bad teams, but who do you got?
I'm gonna take Madoff, but if Tua drops 47 points, you better hope that your players show up.
I do think Tua ends up being the difference, and it's instant karma for Madoff, and I think that Quentin takes it, and he's the worst 2-1 team I've ever seen. Zay and Nate. So some interesting matchup here for sure. Kyler versus Mahomes. This is a good matchup. Kyler showed that he can carry that team just on his short little legs. 22 seconds on on that one play. It's kind of crazy. And I don't know, but so I might have to lean Mahomes here because the Colts just got worked last week, and they're probably going to get worked again.
I think it's going to be Mahomes too, and I think the Rams are going to pressure Murray to not run as much. So yeah, I would take Mahomes in this one.
All right. So
Now running backs, Jesus, Zay, Najee Harris, and David Montgomery. Najee Harris has not been doing as much. He hasn't even cracked 20 points yet. David Montgomery, I knew he was going to be a bust. But he got 17 points, so maybe you have another miracle game and you can pull it out of your ass.
with this setup, Michael Carter, Javonte, neither of them are like those kind of guys. Neither of them are elite. Whereas like you look at Najee and Monty, and neither of them have been like having a successful season so far, but Najee has a higher ceiling. Like we saw what he did last season and like what he can still do. And then Monty's going against Houston, which is like, they're not necessarily pushovers, but they're not a good team either. So you could have a big day. Javonte Williams has been getting cucked by Melvin Gordon. I think Melvin's been taking a lot of his carries away. I'm going to go Zay here.
I feel like Williams is going to show up and carry you. I'm going to have to go with Nate on this one.
So receivers. I mean, Cup and Diggs, man, they've been insane. They've been exactly who we thought like coming into the season. I think Diggs takes a step back this week because Gabe Davis is back. But other than that, it's hard to bet against these guys. And Devontae had a really good week 1, but week 2, like it was pretty lackluster.
Renfro saw the ball more.
Yeah.
I was shocked. T. Higgins, he didn't do anything until the third quarter.
So I have to go Nate.
Yeah, easy.
And then tight end, Kittle and Waller. Kittle's like brittle, bro. Brittle Kittle. He just can't stay healthy, and we don't even know if he's good to go. I have to go Waller here. He's the number 3 tight end, and Carr has been looking his way like all the time, every game.
I have to go Same one.
And then finally, Drake London.
Flex.
Yeah, Drake London, Damian Pierce, DK, Damian Harris. So it's kind of close. What do you
London
think?
showed up last week.
Yeah, London looked like, the reason why they picked him in the first round.
Yeah.
So I do think Drake London kind of carries the flex for Zay here.
Yeah.
Damian
Pierce.
Yeah. I don't know about Damian Pierce. I don't think he's good. I don't like the Patriots offense, so I don't like Damian Harris for an 8. And DK's looked ass. Geno Smith is throwing to him, but Seahawks are terrible. So
yeah, Drake London carries Zay's team right here.
Overall, what are you thinking?
I think Zay might take this one. I think his team might show up, and Diggs is gonna get a back seat, and Michael Carter ain't gonna do shit. Brees Hall's gonna probably do more.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you here. I think it's an upset again. Nitin and Jonny. So Nitin's coming off of a big week here. His ego's at his highest right now. I mean, Cooper Rush won for the Cowboys, and his fantasy team dropped 170. So he's feeling good right now. Quarterbacks.
It's funny because Lamar was supposed to be throwing more last season, and now he's back to running more this season. And all he looks at is Mark Andrews, and luckily Jonny also has him on his team. I might take Hurts on this one. I think he's just going to run through Washington and score those touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns.
I feel like Lamar's more, like you said, he's running more. He's playing for the money. He doesn't have that contract signed yet, so he's really he has something to prove. So yeah, I'm actually gonna lean Lamar here by a little.
On to the running backs now.
Yeah.
Eckler and Connor.
Especially if like Herbert's still kind of healing up a bit from the injury, he's probably gonna look for more quick plays in my opinion. And Eckler is gonna be feasting off of those short passes. I think Eckler can carry Johnny's running backs here.
Nitin having Aaron Jones. I think this week you're about to have the Aaron Jones treatment. He's gonna go for 6-8 points,
Yeah.
and you're going to be debating on if you should even start the guy, but looking at your roster, you don't have a choice, so you start him, and it's just going to be pain. This one, I'm going to honestly have to go with Jonny.
Receivers, different story. So Justin Jefferson actually had a quiet week last week. But the thing is, I don't really believe in Terry McLaurin and A-Rob more than I believe in JJ to have a bounce back week. So
McLaurin and Robinson, they're not even top 30s. Like, they're in your flex. Oh, I mean, they should be in your flex, but they're both in your starting wide receiver slots. And I think Justin Jefferson is going to pop off this game against Detroit.
I'm probably going to roll with Nitin's receivers here. I don't believe in Johnny's, and I think, like you said, Justin Jefferson's going to bounce back. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how he does moving forward.
Tight ends, Logan Thomas and Mark Andrews. Logan Thomas, gotta pray he doesn't get injured.
Yeah, I know.
And Mark Andrews, I mean, Jonny, that's your wide receiver 1 right there.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson's wide receiver 1. He's gonna go off.
He's got the stack. That's a big stack right there. So, yeah, I think it's easy for me. Mark Andrews over Logan Thomas.
100%. I agree.
Flex.
I think Amari Cooper, last week he shut up the haters. About 25 points.
The CD Lamb's also kind of looking like one of those bust players at the moment, but
yeah,
we'll see. Especially with Cooper Rush instead of Dak, his value went way down. I'm gonna go Jonny here on flex.
Yeah. Who do you take here?
Overall, I think that Johnny's team actually pulls it off.
Lamar and Mark are gonna get a dose of their medicine, and they're definitely gonna stop Jackson from running. So I'm gonna have to go with Nitin on this one.
All right, man. Well, appreciate you filling in for Quentin. It was fun. And
I think this might be permanent. And, I think Quentin should retire. Good luck to everyone, and may the best team win. And no more Hashbulas this week. Let it all be skill.
No Hasbulas, but yeah, good luck, everybody.
Yes, I did. So I packed it up and brought it back to the crib. Just a little something, show you how we live. Everybody want it, but it ain't that serious.